Hey guys, and welcome to the next map here in LDLC versus Navi for the Star Series 11 finals. And this time, it is Dust 2. This is map 2 of 5. Of course, Team LDLC had the one map advantage and they won on Inferno, so that brings them to 2-0. So Navi have to actually win this map to stay inside of this tournament and to even hope winning it, actually. But the bomb is going to be coming out mid here. They're setting up for the B take right now. They'd actually just get some information there. Nobody was playing CT, so they could do a mid to B fairly easily right now. As you can see, they only have one player playing right here to spot a push through mid here. But we do have Zeus scouting up on top of here. Let's clear that really quickly. Happy. Sitting in Goose here. I believe he's in Goose. Yep. Sitting right in that corner. Interesting that he's facing the wall. I'm not sure if that's to prevent any flashes. The bomb is creeping into tunnels here. Looks like it is going to be a mid to B. Let's see if Auto Director does something useful here. It's going to be up to Kiyoshima to hold him off with the dualies. Smith gets a headshot on Seized. And these dualies are just unloading on all three of these players here. Headshots across the board on Guardian, Zeus, and Edward from Kiyoshima. Beautiful hold. It's going to be up to Starix here. He does not have the bomb. Oh, now he does, actually. He's pushing out the doors here, excuse me. Gets 2. Can he get 3? Smith's had the reload. He's going for the knife. And that was... that was intense, I'm not gonna lie to you. A little bit confusing as to why he took out the knife. I guess he didn't realize Smith was reloading, so he went for the last-ditch effort, trying to get the knife. If he had gotten that knife, though, he would have gotten a $1,500 kill reward. So that would have been pretty good for him. But look at Kiyoshima there with a 75% headshot rating. He got 4 kills that round, so that was pretty nice. Assuming that's not a glitch on the scoreboard, which, again, it does glitch sometimes. Gonna have these two players up here in mid lurking, trying to get some information. And the rest of the players down here in lower tunnels walking. They're going to be pushing out mid. They get the pick on Smiths with the CZs. They spray them down. Overwhelm them quite well. They're not rotating those players quite yet, as they did not see the bomb, I guess. Alright, you got 3 players sitting on the Xbox here. 2 on either side, and then 1 on top. These 2 players are going to be rotating all the way up Cat here. Happy and Shoxy. They're going to be there to meet them. Zeus watching their back. He does engage here. Let's turn on X-ray so I can see who that is, and so you can see what's happening. Alright, Shox gets 1 headshot there on Guardian on these ecoing players. 1 rotated through CT. Is very low on health. Can they get the pick? They cannot. Happy barely escapes with 6 HP. Zeus is going to be engaging this player over here by CT ramp. Looks like they are going to be taking it towards B. They're kind of pinned down from all angles at this point. Edward's creeping through. Kiyoshima did barely miss him. I'm not sure. There's a sticker floating in the air. That's very strange. And they get 1 pick. They get 1 pick on Kiyoshima. And Starix is going to be able to get into sight and get the bomb down. Very important for Navi here to get this second round win, actually. And they do have the scout now. I'm not sure if Starix had that the entire time or if he picked it off one of the dead players. Again, Happy, very low on health. Shoxy on about 50 health, and looks like they're going to be actually saving these weapons. It's... I don't know, it's kind of a smart move, but kind of... I don't know, it's kind of tough to say because Navi got the bomb plant and they also picked up a scout and an M4, but at the same time, if they failed at the retake, LDLC would not be able to buy fully next round. So I think saving the guns is the proper choice since they do have the Kevlar and the helmet. I think it was a wise choice to give Navi that round. But it was definitely a tough call. I think they did make the right call to save those guns. Because again, if they lost either way, Navi would be able to fully buy into that 3rd round here. Whereas LDLC would not be able to. Alright, Happy with a very aggressive position there. He nearly gets picked by the scout. He gets a little bit of damage. About half health. A little bit more. Pretty nice scout shot there, though, by Guardian. Guardian, a very good opera, as we saw displayed last time. Again, 2 players pushing out mid here. They did spy each other. There's Smiths and Seized. No damage went down across the board there. Trying to get the jumping scout shot here on Guardian. He does manage to pick Smiths with the scout there. A little pixel peek, hoping to get something. The flash goes down. Once again, Happy very low on health. Edward watching their back here. MBK looking like he's trying to push, getting a little information. There's going to be these 2 players pushing through tunnels, but they do engage. Starix, and Starix is on the losing end of that little engagement there. Brings it 4 versus 4. Guardian doing some more work with that scout. He does a little bit of damage to Shoxy. He's going to be Happy to hold him down. He gets 1 through the box. MBK, they are already rotating all these players. MBK happy and Shoxy once again. Hold it off. They're all very low on health. And there's the 2 kills from both Guardian and Edward. MBK returns the favor though onto Guardian. It's going to be a 1 versus 2. But once again, MBK very low on health. And he gets 1. And he gets 2. Beautiful headshots by Edward. Alright, Na'Vi are looking more alive here than they were in the last match. They're on Inferno. Once again, they need this. There's no wiggle room here for Na'Vi. They have to win this. Otherwise, LDLC will take this here championship. I believe it's a $13,000, or maybe it's 13,000 euro. Either way, 13,000 currency championship here. So it's a pretty good amount of money here for either team. All right, happy getting the pick with the CZ there on Zeus, but CZ is there to return the favor. Didn't want him to requisition that gun. Shoxy does have the scout though, and the deagle on Kiyoshima. Hoping to hold them off. The LDLC sticker looked pretty retro on his deagle just because it was like the way the hologram was. Right, the smoke's going to be going down there into CT. Guardian lurking up here into tunnels. Upper tunnels at that. So Kiyoshima only needs to land 1 hit on his noggin there to take him out. Let's see if Kiyoshima can do it though. They are going to be pushing into B site. It's just Kiyoshima here to hold them off, and they are rotating that player. Smith's there. Smith ends up going down. Kiyoshima gets 2. 1 Deegs on Starks and seized. MBK rotating behind them in upper tunnels. They're not aware of it. Oh, Guardian's probably going to go... Oh, never... He does go down, but not by... Shoxy there. Or MBK, I mean. Shoxy does manage to take both of those remaining players down. Brings a tie game here into the 5th round. Both teams at 2 points. That was pretty interesting there. That Kiyoshima... I think Kiyoshima won that round for them with the 2-1 Deegs. I mean, it was definitely a team effort, but Kiyoshima held that off very well. And of course, Shoxy rotated from mid with the scout. This is another situation where it's point for point here. Both teams seem to be just trading points for each other. It's been interesting because they've been winning eco rounds on both teams. You know, well, not necessarily fully eco round, but against the odds, I guess is a better way to say it. Shoxy here, not playing sight, which is pretty wise. Bounce a grenade off that pizza sign there, and you can do quite a bit of damage to anybody playing on site. So it's pretty nice that they're playing it like that. Smith's here, actually playing in Kiyoshima's spot now. Kiyoshima playing indoors, watching mid. C's with a pretty forward position, happy. And Shoxy could pick him very easily. The flash goes down. They're not aware of his position, and he does manage to pick them, but he does take a little bit of damage himself. He's not aware of Shoxy, but can he get the headshot? Shoxy is playing it safe, it looks like. He spotted him, he said, hey, I'm not doing that. Shoxy did manage to pick C's though. MBK trying to hold off these players pushing long, and he does end up going down. Edward with the pick. And if Auto Director would, you know, do something, that'd be great. Alright, it's a 2v4, but 2 of these players on Na'Vi are very low on health. Guardian at just 2 HP, a little bit of a tickle could kill him. And, ooh, they just spot Edward, he's trying to wallbang him. Kiyoshima does end up going down through the door. Edward with the spray down. Smith's trying to get something. Gets 1. Once again, Guardian, Starks, and Edward on very low health each. Both of these players here, Guardian and Starks, on 2 HP. There's 1. Oh, if he picks up a nade, if he can pick up a nade and just throw it down long, they are toast. He's going for the... Oh, he was going for the defuse, and then he faked it. And, well, the round went to Na'Vi. A very close round. Na'Vi, once again, just a little tiny... You could have sneezed on them. They were both so low on health. Man, if he had had a nade, just found one lying on the ground and tossed it. I apologize for that. Thanks, iTunes. Randomly minimizing my game. Pretty sweet deal there. So if there's like a weird little jump cut, that's what that was. I apologize. But it is 3-2 in favor of Na'Vi. The Terror side is a little bit favored on Dust 2 though, so we should expect them to get at least 1 or 2 more rounds than LDLC. Ooh, a very aggressive push here by LDLC with these CZs in the P250. Starks does spot them. He takes about 50 damage. They do decide to fall back though. Actually, who's this pushing up against him here? Oh, Smiths is being aggressive on Starx. Smiths does get the pick, though. Starx goes down. He's not going to be able to get that gun, though, because Guardian's there to hold him off. Happy gets one with the CZ. He's low on ammunition, though. He has to reload. Zeus gets a pick on Happy. Kiyoshima does have a gun now. MBK takes down Zeus with a headshot. Guardian creeping up here. They did hear him step, though. They are aware of his position, spamming him through the box. He does get the pick on Shocks. He's very low in health, though. It's going to be a 1v2. Guardian, ooh, he's going to plant safe. That new plant position there on Cat here. You can now plant it right behind these boxes and play it from Cat right over here. They just added that a little bit ago. I think a couple updates ago. That's a whole new way to hold a site. Not sure if that makes it a little bit more T-sided than it was before, but Guardian with the big pick to open the round. He does trade for the AK, it looks like. Or no, I guess he just dropped an AK for his teammate there. A little late round buy for Zeus. Just so he could get Kevlar and a helmet, I think. Alright, C's gets the pick on Kiyoshima. Brings it 3-5 against these ecoing players. MBK nearly goes down, but he manages to retreat. Oh, Shocks is going to be able to confront Seized here. The bomb should be going down here relatively soon. As soon as they rotate that bomb through tunnels. Shoxy gets the pick on Seized, but he ends up going down himself, not able to requisition that weapon. It's going to be a 2v5 retake. The bomb goes down here. Alright, LDLC just trying to get a pick, trying to get that gun, but Edward comes up behind them. He gets to the pick onto Happy. MBK in a tight spot here. Edward isn't the one that kills him, but Guardian shoots him through the door and makes sure he does not get a rifle. Able to buy regardless, though. I think he would probably want an AK or an AWP more than an M4, though, just because of that one-hit headshot. Alright, Navi looking pretty good so far. They're hungry, they want it, they're out for blood. Oof, Shoxy with a well-timed pick onto C's. MBK makes it. Oh my god, MBK makes that LDLC's match is what I was going to say, and they just did it again, so he really makes it LDLC's round. Shoxy again with a pick onto Starix. Guardian would be wise to save this off. Can he do it, though? He has these two players pretty much closing in on him. Into mid. It's going to be Kiyoshima and Smiths. Smiths is probably going to be the one to engage him, though. Guardian, you should save your op. Looks like that's what he might be trying to do. Trying to get some pick, do a little bit more damage to LDLC's economy. And he's not able to do it. Looking the wrong way, not aware of that player there, and Smiths takes him out. Almost a perfect round there for LDLC. They took a little bit of damage, but they lost no one. Their economy is looking a little bit more healthy than it was before. And they're not going to be able to fully buy here on Navi. Gonna have to go with some Galils. And not necessarily full nades. Let's see if Guardian, yep, can't get the pick, gets a pick on Smiths through the door. What a wall hacker. Alright, that Molotov could hold them off just long enough to rotate Happy. That flash did go down, so they should be aware of at least a couple players there in the tunnels. They are rotating down to lower tunnels now, though. That bomb's going to be dropped in upper mid. MBK, is he playing inside of long doors? I think that's where he is. It's a little bit glitched. I apologize for spamming the map there. The bomb is going to be tossed into lower tunnels. Looks like they might be setting up for a B take here. Maybe. Looks like Zeus is about to toss the... Yeah, this is where MBK is. Looks like Zeus is about to toss the CT smoke here to block off Happy. Alright, Kiyoshima throws that smoke. Yeah. I mean, at this point, they still have time to rotate to A. If they go through Cat, maybe even through Long. But that CT smoke will go down. Kiyoshima is watching mid, though. Happy is blocked off, so they are going to be able to see them pushing into mid and hear them. Alright. Guardian with a team kill on Edward, but C says, hey, I'll make it up to you, buddy. And that's not going to be enough. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 retake, and C's ends up going down, trying to throw a smoke. Happy is going to... No, not quite. I thought he was going to take down Zeus here, but Zeus barely survives with 17 HP. It's going to be 2 versus 1. 1 versus 1 retake, and Guardian nearly gets 3, but he ends up going down to the CZ Peasy from Shoxy. At ShockCSGO, follow him on Twitter. His knife said so. I want that butterfly. I love the red handle on it. I know I said that last game, but you know. Alright, it's 5-4 here. Still in favor of Navi, but they are eco. They do have that scout there on C's. That nade does no damage. They're wise enough to sort of hold off for the pre-nade. Zeus is about to peek, and he does peek. He goes down easy peasy to MBK. At this point, oh, wrong button. Alright, Stark's pushed out. He turns around to the wrong time, and Happy manages to pick him. Edward, can he get the 1 dig on Happy? Let's see, he is blind. Very blind now. Oh, he's not able to get the 1 dig. He wasn't really aware of Happy pushing up because of that flash. And Happy with the 180 onto Guardian. He picks up the Glock. Alright, C's is going to have to do a 1v5. He gets 1. He legs Kiyoshima there. Oh, he thought Kiyoshima was going to be rotating towards window, but Kiyoshima did manage to fake him out and pick him. Not as good of a round as Na'Vi would hope to have. You know, they would probably hope they could do a little bit more damage to their economy, but they got 1 pick. It's enough. They are able to not quite fully buy, actually. They don't have full nades, but they are able to buy AKs this round. Once again, it is just round for round for both teams. Another tie game here so far. C's playing Lurk, but Happy is very aggressively pushed up here into these lower tunnels. And C's gets the opening pick there onto Happy. Happy, of course, was playing in CT usually here, but now Shoxy has rotated all the way back down into CT. Onto Cat, actually. Oof. Smiz gets a pick on Zeus. Bomb will be picked up by C's. Still 4 versus 4. Alright, the flashes go out. Who's playing in pit here? MBK in pit. The side pit, actually. I apologize for that. The map is a little bit glitched for me. I don't know what's going on there. Might have been because I had to, or because the game minimized on me randomly. Sometimes that happens. It's gonna be a 1 versus 3 though. Guardian with the no AK anymore. I was gonna say with the AK, but he died. He became dead. All right, another eco round here for Na'Vi as we go into the 12th round. LDLC up by 1 point. LDLC, again, they have that 2 map cushion so far. So they can afford to lose this game, but I'm sure they definitely want to end this as quickly as possible. It looks like it is going to be a straight-up B push. They are walking, though. Kiyoshima going to be there to hold them off. He could easily spray them all down. He gets not even able to get 1. He ends up going down. I figured he would be able to get at least 1, but no, they are rotating these players already. There's going to be 2 retaking the site already. They're desperately trying to get another pick. The bomb will go down underneath the window here in a safe plant position. Oh, Smiz looking the wrong way. Ends up going down. The nade takes out Seized. MBK takes 1 out. Guardian goes down. Oof, the last bullet there for MBK. It's going to be up to Edward to die horribly. That was just, excuse the French, but that was a clusterfuck of a retake and a push. It's okay, Kiyoshima. We all have those moments where we fail miserably spraying. I mean, at least he softened them up a little bit and made it pretty easy for LDLC to take it, but that's a pretty good eco round. They got the bomb plant, which means they're going to be able to full buy thanks to, 1, the bomb plant, and 2, losing a couple consecutive rounds. Guardian and Smiz both miss the shot. Smiz, ooh, unscoped at the wrong time. He's about to peek there. Is that a mid-smoke? Yes, it is. It's going to push Smiz back a little bit. He's going to be standing right up here because you can see over the smoke from there. He is flashed, though, so he is going to be falling back. Alright, the defensive smoke will go down and the nade. That's going to do a little bit of damage, a lot of damage, actually, to Zeus, but he returns the nade to him and says, hey, take this back. But is not able to do nearly as much damage. The bomb is situated in long here. So it's going to be up to MBK there to hold off Edward and Seized. He is by the dumpster, though. He's on those bricks right by it. So we could get the jump on them. Guardian pushing up Cat there. He is flashed, though. Hoping to get the pick. Okay, looks like they're about to commit to an A take. Now MBK pushing up, trying to get some information. He does spot the shoulder of C's. Bomb goes down in long doors. Edward should be able to get it if he gets a pick. No, he does not get the pick. MBK holds them both off. And Shoxy with a long-range Zeus kill. with his CZ there. Alright, Guardian ends up going down. It's going to be a 1 versus 4. Starks has got to get the ace here to take the round for Na'Vi. Can he get the ace? He gets 2 kills now. He's not aware of this player in T-spawn, excuse me. And Kiyoshima manages to take them down. Alright, 8-5 for LDLC. LDLC should be feeling pretty good going into this 14th round. Na'Vi should be able to... Well... They should still be able to win if they get these next couple rounds. It's about almost an even scoreline, what you might expect if they do manage to get those couple rounds. Usually the terrorist team, again, will be a round or 2 ahead. And Havoc gets the opening pick on Star. Sees returns a favor. Guardian goes down from Smiths. He was a little bit blind there, it looked like, from a flash nade. That player playing on Cat, MBK. The Molotov will push him back. Smith's very low on health though. So it almost a 3 versus 3, but once again, you only need 1 HP to make something happen. That's all you need is 1. Alright, everybody on Cat here. Looks like they're setting up for an A take. That smoke is going to be pushing them back a little bit. LDLC doing a very good job at just making Na'Vi take their sweet time. And the time pressure, once again, is on the terrorist side, always, until that bomb is planted. Shoxy with the 1 pixel peek from that pipe there. Zeus goes down. That's a pretty good reaction times, I gotta say. I mean, Zeus is barely peeking. C's gets a pick on Kiyoshima. Looks like bomb is going to be heading towards B now. They do realize there's only 1 player there on site, but they are quickly rotating right behind them. Smith's very low on health. Oh, he misses the op shot. C's, they've got pushed into the site right now. They only have 15 seconds. And there's the pick, but they've already rotated these players. Shoxy coming in behind them and 1 at the doors. They're not watching their backs. And Shoxy gets a pick on Edward. The bomb will go down for that last round by, but Na'Vi, they played that wrong. They're both looking at the same place. Yeah, Shoxy came in behind them and they had a player playing right here and 1 planting right here, and they're both watching window and door, respectively. That was a mistake by Na'Vi. I mean, that could have cost them this half. Right, Na'Vi have really got to start thinking about getting this last round here. Otherwise, they're going to be in a pretty tough situation. All of them situated in tunnels besides Guardian, trying to get the pick on probably Smiths there. Yep. Alright, the flash goes down. They're going to be pushing out. Smiths gets 1. He gets 2. Can he get the 3rd? Zeus, does he dare confront him? And Smiths is not able to get this 3rd pick, but he did more than enough to sort of help out LDLC here. Kiyoshima manages to spray down Zeus. It's going to be a 2 versus 4 here. The bomb in lower tunnels now. Guardian creeping down mid, it looks like. It's going to be a tough take for Na'Vi. Zeus not feeling too confident for his teammates here. 45 seconds. They got to make something happen here. The smoke was probably going to be holding them down as soon as they get information that they are going long. They have to commit to long at this point. I guess they could sprint towards tunnels, but they do know that those 2 players are both watching mid there. 1 on Cat and 1 literally in mid. It's going to be up to MBK to hold them off. And once again, he's getting that information. He's going to be able to throw that smoke once he spots them. 20 seconds, roughly. Guardian manages to get the pick on MBK. They got to push now. They're already rotating Shoxy from Cat onto site. He's going to be able to hold them off. Oh, they do not know he's there. Shoxy gets a pick on C's. Guardian ends up going down, and Team LDLC are looking very good going into the second half. Onto the favored side. Brings it 10-5. Na'Vi have got to be shaking in their boots at this point because, well, if they lose this map, they will not get that money there. Right, there's your halftime scoreboard. And it looks like we're going right into the second half. No pause. I suppose we had enough pauses for the last match there. Have fun, Nav. Natvi. Natvi. That's what he's saying, I guess. Alright, pistol round here. LDLC, if they win this pistol round, they're, hate to say it, but they're pretty much guaranteed to, take this match. C's already taking a lot of damage, but Smiths takes even more at 1 HP. Flashbang bouncing and just tapping him could kill him. That's all they need. Zeus pushing up very much so forward, up behind them. NBK, Kiyoshima, and Smiths, though, still lurking in tunnels here. Followed closely by Shoxy. Happy is on Catwalk. He's going to be able to engage Zeus and Starix if he does spot them. They're pushing through the smoke, and Guardian gets a pick onto MBK. Smiths takes out Guardian, though. Edward there to return the favor. He gets 1. He gets 2. Zeus takes out Shoxy. Looks like Navi's around here, unless Happy can pull something out of his butt. But he's not able to do it. Alright, Navi, very important win there on the pistol round. That's going to keep them alive in this game. It's probably going to bring it to about 8 for them. Or 7, excuse me. No, 8. Assuming they win these next 2 rounds. Forgot that LDLC didn't get the bomb plant. They have an AFK player here. I guess he's just trying to get a peek there. Alright, Kiyoshima in lower tunnels here. Gonna be smoking off mid. Looks like they might be setting up to do a cat take. They are aware of Guardian there. Alright, they're slowly creeping up Catwalk. It's gonna be up to Guardian to hold them off with that scout. Once again, the scout is 100% accurate while falling. So he can get an easy jumping headshot on them. That was quite the botched smoke there. But they, I don't know, that was a waste of smoke. It got caught on some kind of architecture up there. Zeus takes down Smiths. Bomb will go down. Starix manages to clean up Happy. Kiyoshima goes down. It's going to be a 2 versus 5 retake. 2 versus 5 retake there. Of course, Navi having the 5. MBK gonna have to hold him off. He's not able to do it. And no casualties here for Navi, but they did get the bomb plant there on LDLC, which means they should be able to buy next round. Let's take a look at their money. They might have actually gone full out there with the CZs. So let's see what happens when the bomb is defused. No, they can't go for the 3rd round buy, because again, they did go for that CZ and the nades there. So they're gonna have to go for a 4th round buy, which is the normal. Even though they did get that bomb plant. A very expensive round for LDLC. They didn't even do any economical damage, really. Besides nades, I guess, to Navi. Once again, these players are equal. They don't even have body armor. C is going to be here to hold them off from pushing tunnels. These smokes and flashes go down. That Incendiary is going to be holding off anybody pushing mid, and Smith ends up going down. Edward there to just take him out. All these players are pretty low on health. Edward just easily sprays them down because they're a little bit squishy there. C's barely spots Happy, and Shocks as well goes down. Very clean and easy round there for Navi, but LDLC are able to buy now. They do have the 2-round advantage still. Okay, that's a decoy. I was gonna say a 4-stack on A. Interesting. Guardian gets the opening pick there on Kiyoshima, who just foolishly ran right out with his knife out. Right out of long. The nade goes down. Lots of flashes coming down. It's gonna be an A commit. MBK gets the opening pick there. Or LDLC, excuse me. The opening entry frag, I should say. And that nade takes down LDLC. Very easy round for Navi. That was an aggressive round for LDLC. They're hoping that they could catch them off guard by just straight up brute forcing, but Navi would not have any of it, and they just kind of took him out very easily. Pretty even kill spread there across both teams. Alright, it's going to be a CZ and armor buy for a few of these players. Do a little bit of damage there to Guardian, bring him to 48 HP. They are aware of the cat take again. They're going to try the same thing, I think, trying to brute force. Guardian's going to be rotating there into T-ramp. Looks like he's heading towards long. One player playing card to pick them off as they push. It's going to be Guardian with the op. Blind though. They should be able to get onto site and plant the bomb. Guardian takes out MBK. Zeus spraying through the smoke. He nearly takes out that player creeping through the smoke, and Guardian ends up going down with the CZ. Smiths takes out Edward. Zeus returns a favor, and Starx returns a favor double. Brings it 2 versus 3. Zeus took that nade fully. And this looks like LDLC's round, assuming Starx gets confronted by both of them at the same time. And there it is. LDLC take this round. They needed that pretty badly to keep themselves in the game. They did manage to pick up an AK and an M4. Brings it 11-9, still in favor of LDLC. Na'Vi still only a couple rounds behind, but they still can pull this off since they did win that pistol round. The double cap boost. It's going to be very aggressive from Na'Vi here. Can they get the pick, though? They cannot. Kiyoshima is aware of their position now. He did call that out to their teammates. You got to assume there's no players in CT now. They did drop both of them, though. And Guardian gets a pick on Kiyoshima. Sees with the auto sniper? Yeah, that's what's happening right now. They decided to fall back once that pick happened. Very wise move by LDLC, though. Oof. Happy takes a lot of damage there. And he ends up going down, and Seas takes out Smiths through the wall. Presumably through the I keep wanting to say D2 doors. I mean, technically it is D2 doors, but mid doors. Rest in pepperonis. D2 doors. MBK does spot Starx playing the dumpster there. He does manage to get the pick. It's going to be a 2 versus 4 with C's on very low health. But he does have that auto sniper. And MBK peeks him with his back turn. He's peeking CT. It's coming up to Shoxy to get the 4 kill. Not able to do it. Brings it 11-10. Still in favor of LDLC, but Na'Vi have got to be feeling very confident here. They're not even going to be able to fully buy there on LDLC. They have those 2 players that are going to have the eco, assuming they're going to full eco. Might buy some CZs. There they are. And the deagle on Kiyoshima. Kiyoshima very much so made that deagle work before. Let's see if he can do it again. They're not doing the whole brute force thing this time, it seems, as it worked once with the CZs, but it failed with the AKs and stuff, so. Alright. Oh, Kiyoshima does dink. Or get dinked. But he does actually dink Zeus through the door. Heard 2 dink sounds there, actually. The defensive smoke goes down by Starx. He gets 1, he gets 2, he nearly gets 3. He has to throw his rifle because he ran out of ammo. Kiyoshima needs to get the 1 dig here. He is going to be able to push on the site, but the bomb is down and long. They have already rotated these players. Zeus picks up Shoxy. Happy, he's got to get something. He's got to make something work. He gets 1. Can he get another 1? Yes, he can! LDLC are looking pretty good. Edward and C's are going to be able to hold him off, though. There it is. They're both already rotated. Or no, C's coming up behind him. I thought C's was on catwalk, but looks like he kind of looped all the way back around. Wasn't looking at the map, I guess. That was a very good eco round by LDLC, though. They did a lot of economical damage to Na'Vi. I mean, they're still able to buy for most players fully next round if they lose this, but as we can see here, they would have been significantly higher had they not lost all those weapons. Oh, that nade does a lot of damage to Shoxy. Once again, though, a tied game here. Not sure what MBK is doing jumping there. Thought maybe he could see over the smoke, I guess. Trying to bait some more nades out. The boost nearly gets Shoxy killed. Shoxy at 2 HP. Oof. Starx does spot Shoxy, and it's an easy kill for him. MBK pushes through the smoke and manages to take that auto sniper off of Seized. It's going to be a 2 versus 3, though. It's 2 versus 1, and there it is. Na'Vi take the 23rd round. Did they get the auto sniper? They didn't. So that was expensive. Yeah, man. Guardian's totally hacking MBK. No, that's not what MBK is saying at all, though. Pretty sure this was land. Oh, quick pick onto Shoxy. They did manage to actually get that auto sniper, it looks like, or they bought a new one. Again, LDLC are ecoed. They did buy Kevlar, though. It looks like they're going all in on this round. They want to tie it up. If Na'Vi lose this round, Yeah, they'll be okay financially, but if they lose this round, it's gonna be pretty good for LDLC, because again, slightly T-sided. There's smoke on Cat to hold them back. Guardian's gonna be the one to hold off this Cat push. Seems like he is aware of them. Flashes go down. Terrorist will be pushing onto site. The bomb close behind that player is in CT. He's blind though. It's gonna be 3 players stacked into long. The bomb should be able to go down fairly easily here. Any second now. There it is. C's does spot the legs. If whoever that was, I guess that's MBK. Smiths drops down trying to help. MBK gets a CZ pick onto Seized. And Happy creeping up. Oh, he wasn't aware. He gets a pick onto Edward. And Kiyoshima picks up the AK. He does manage to take out Zeus. And Starix. And Guardian. That's a nice little 3K on Kiyoshima there. It's going to be a tie game. They went all in on that round. I believe they did buy an AK on Kiyoshima, and the rest had CZs and P250s. It's a very close game so far. This is pretty exhilarating. Guardian, can he get the pick? He does get the pick again through the door. It's always like he seems to sidestep a little bit as he shoots, so he like hits the door shot there. But the op is a powerful gun and it has no problem penetrating those doors. It looks like it's gonna be another Cat take, and that nade could do a lot of damage. It doesn't actually. Shoxy, can he get the pick? He cannot. Starix gets the pick onto Shoxy. It's gonna be a 3 versus 5. They decide to say, hey, no, they've already rotated those 4 players. Let's go B. There's gonna be a player in CT though. 2 actually. One's kind of like by car now though. Cease has got to be aware of the rotate though on the terrorist team. He's gonna be here to hold them off. Again, that player in CT is gonna be there to watch his back. Still plenty of time to go either way, though, for LDLC. I think they're trying to force the rotate to B on Na'Vi. And they've rotated Edward from mid here. The smoke will go down to hold off C's, who's looking at the sky, admiring the clouds. Looks like they're going to be committing to B, though. Guardian gets the opening pick there for the push. For holding off the push, I guess I should say. But MBK holds off. Oof. Holds off the rotators there. Sees, I guess he did actually go down. They shot him through the smoke, through the tracers.
Bomb has been planted.
It's going to be a 2 versus 2 retake here for Na'Vi, Starix, and Zeus. And Kiyoshima ends up going down, and Starix takes down MBK. Is going to make it 13 to 12 for Na'Vi. No kit. What are you doing, Starix? He doesn't need a kit, though. Real men don't need kits, right, Starix? Right, Na'Vi do have the momentum now. They've had the momentum for a little bit now, but they've got to be feeling it. They got to be feeling the pressure. Seems like they're pretty good under pressure too. That mid smoke is gonna cut off C's. Not able to time the pick there. A few seconds too early. Going for the double op setup here though. Looks like LDLC did force buy. They got the Galil and the AK and also the CZs and P250. Looks like it's going to be an aggressive Cat push. It's going to be up to Zeus to hold them off. The flashes go down. They're blind. Pushing out. Zeus hiding in the smoke here. Guardian nearly gets taken down. It's at half health, though. Zeus is still in the smoke on the site. He just jumps out blind, though. And Kiyoshima with 2 giant picks there. On Guardian and Zeus. This force buy could pay off. There's 3. Oh, not able to get 4 there on Kiyoshima. Edward in a tight spot, though. Can he get the pick? Yes, he can. It's going to be a 2 versus 2 retake. That Galil could prove very, very worthy here. Guardian, or C's, excuse me. I usually see this op on Guardian. Did plan for Cat, though. There's 1 for MBK. Can he get C's? C's is aware of his position. And there it is. MBK gets 2 huge kills for LDLC. Kiyoshima, I think, as much as MBK sort of helped seal the deal, I think Kiyoshima did get that round there for LDLC with those 3 picks as they got the bomb down. I think Kiyoshima did a lot of good there for LDLC to keep them in. Had they lost that round, it would have been very expensive. They would have had the ego again because they did lose, or full buy, excuse me. They would have lost those guns that they full bought. And Starks with the opening pick. Unhappy. He does manage to requisition the AK. He's going to be tossing his P250 there to his little friend. Sees. Gets pre-fired by Kiyoshima, brings him to 30 HP, but NBK is ready to return the favor. Oh, Edward comes up behind NBK and takes him out. Wonderful job at baiting your teammate. I say that in the most flattering way I can. Very well played. It's going to be an expensive round here for LDLC. They just got ecoed. Shoxy, can he get the pick? He cannot. Oh, man. Smiz manages to take down Guardian. Not going to let him have the op. He is in a tight spot, though. All these players do have guns now. He gets three kills now. Can he get the ace, though? He's got to get the ace to win this round. He's not aware of this player in lower tunnels. He does spot one. But Sees shoots him right in the back. Wasn't aware of him being there on Smiths, excuse me. All right, 14-13 for Na'Vi. Na'Vi just 2 rounds away. It's going to be 15-13 likely, as they're not going to be full buying. They're going for the tie equalizer here on LDLC. They're accepting the tie. They do have the utility nades, though, on Shoxy. Looks like they might be doing a mid to B because of Cat being smoked off. Edward's going to be able to spot them with those few pixels there. Right, looks like they are going to be doing a B take here pretty shortly. Smoke goes down to mid. The flashes go off. The Molotov will go down. MBK gets a pick on Edward, but they're just getting slaughtered here. Oh, Happy, if you had waited a couple more seconds, you would have gotten the... Never mind. You managed to get the pick on both of them anyways, and it looks like it's gonna be 14-14. Eating my words there. They were going for the tie, and they managed to get the tie, but not the match point tie. Not the overtime tie that I was thinking that they would achieve. Very close game. Both teams are fighting tooth and nail. Na'Vi is putting up a huge fight here. Guardian gets to pick onto Smiz. I believe he has a scout. Is that what's going on there? Yeah. Edward with a swag 7 pick to the brain on MBK. Looks like Na'Vi are set up to take this round here. They're getting out of there on LDLC. That is dizzying to watch. They're seized. Knock it off. Guardian trying to get the jumping headshot. If LDLC were wise, they'd probably... Let's check out their economy here, briefly. If they were wise, they'd probably save these guns and go for the tie game. I mean, 1, they're ahead by 2 maps. And 2, their economy is not that great. Does spot the silencer. Zeus knows that he spotted the silencer, and he does manage to fall down just in time. But just in time sounds like some kind of horrible superhero, but I promise you he's not. And LDLC is just going down. They managed to get 2 picks. It's gonna be almost equalizing, but they're very low on health, and there isn't... Never mind, I was gonna say, there isn't a player that's quite that low on their team there on Na'Vi, but Na'Vi do manage to take this round. It's gonna make it 15-14 for LDLC, and they have to get next round on LDLC to make this a tie game. They've got to play for the tie now. Their economy should be okay because they got that bomb plant. Yep. What's not funny, Guardian? Round changes. I agree. It's round for round. And these rounds, they're like really close rounds. They're surprising rounds too. I mean, there's been a lot of eco round wins on both teams. I mean, this is an excellent game. This is good Counter-Strike. If you don't think this is a good match right here, then you are crazy. This is just round for round for round. It's not even like a comeback story. It's just both teams are fighting tooth and nail. They both want it. I mean, it's just really excellent. Looks like it's going to be a mid to B take for LDLC. NBK throwing that Molotov to push back any forward playing player, and that flash goes down, and NBK does manage to get picked. And LDLC comes storming in. They do manage to take the site. Happy here to watch any players rotating from Cat. He does hear Edward make that one step, and he does manage to take out Edward. I guess he didn't hear him. I thought he must have, but Zeus, he's gonna be taking down Happy. No, Happy gets another Zeus. Excuse me, a CZ kill on Zeus. CZ strong indeed. Starks has got to do a 1 versus 3. They don't want this overtime. They want this win. And Starks does end up going down. It's going to be an overtime here for LDLC and Na'Vi. So here is your scoreboard, and we will see you when overtime starts. All right, we are in the overtime here. Both teams at full money starting out, as is tradition. I apologize for that South Park joke there. I just kind of had to. I was already, you know, kind of deep into saying it. And Guardian and Zeus open it up for Na'Vi. Wow. Guardian is just so incredible at opping. It's just ridiculous. They've already taken down LDLC quite a bit. And very easy round there for Na'Vi. They only lost 2 players, and Guardian had a beautiful 3K with the op there. That was a fucking just amazing shot by Guardian. He just saw the top of his head and took him out very easily. I mean, Guardian, look at him. Look at his kills. 29, almost 30 bombing here. 29, 8, and 21. Followed by StarX with the 10 assists there. Alright, Zeus gets taken down by Happy to start off the round. StarX returns the favor though. Oof. Na'Vi pushing aggressively into tunnels, and they do manage to get the 2 picks there on MBK and Kiyoshima. It brings it 2 versus 3 here. Na'Vi looking pretty good. Bomb will go down here for LDLC, and they did manage to equalize it, and it's pretty much even here. Edward and LDLC, excuse me, Shoxy, both on very low health. That nade could have taken down Shoxy had he bounced it off of the ramp here. I'll show you what I mean after this very tense match goes. Oh, that could have easily taken down Shoxy, but Shoxy, there it is. Let me show you what I was talking about. If you throw a nade and bounce it off like this area right here, it'll actually bounce up into sight here and explode right about here. Very useful for flashes, pop flashes, when taking the site. If you think a player's playing Goose or like in this position here, or if you have a frag nade, it could pop it right about here, and anybody kind of crouched behind here would die if they're low on health. But Happy gets a pick on StarX with the op. Running a double op set here on LDLC. Oh, that nade does a lot of damage to Kiyoshima. Brings him to about half health. -1. Once again, round for round here. Na'Vi and LDLC once again tied. They can't stay away from the ties, I guess. Very good pick there by Smiths, and a nice one tap from Shoxy. This is looking like LDLC's round. And Na'Vi, it's going to be a 1 versus 5 for them. Good half indeed, unless C's can make something work with this auto sniper. They know where he is though. They did hear that scope, I'm sure. And the bomb down very easily here. Alright, seized. He's got to make something work with this auto. Actually, drop the auto sniper. Probably a smart move there. He will end up going down for the first half of this overtime. LDLC are up by 1 point. They'll be switching to the CT side, and here is your halftime scoreboard. And we'll see you in, well, actually, we're just gonna wait it out, I guess. It's only 10 seconds. Very good game so far, though. If Na'Vi win this, I believe the next map is going to be Overpass. Assuming Na'Vi win this. Hopefully they do win this, because I want to see more of both of these teams. Overpass, admittedly, is not my most familiar map, so I'm going to have to open up a map or something if Na'Vi do win this. Alright, Happy almost takes down C's through the smoke. It brings him to 3 HP. Well-placed nade could kill him. Thought he was going to go for the between-the-legs nutmeg shot. But alas, there was nobody there. And if there was, the smoke would have covered them up. Alright, Zeus Nearly gets taken down. And he doesn't get taken down. I thought he was for sure dead, but it looks like Happy actually ran out of ammo there. Or something. Alright, that CT ramp will go down. Smoke will go down, excuse me. The flash is popping. Oh, that Molotov forces him to push forward all of these 3 players here on Na'Vi. I am extremely blind. Shoxy with the op, he misses the pick on Zeus. But MBK is there to back him up. He gets 1. Can he get 2? They know where these players are, and Smith ends up going down. Guardian taking down 2 players. Let's go, Auto Director. Do something. HP Zeus, 6. Alright, another tie game here. Na'Vi have got to win the next 2 rounds to win this. Or it's going into a second overtime, which I guess wouldn't be a bad thing, but... Hey. Oh, Guardian with a huge pick onto Smiths. I think with that opening pick, Na'Vi could take this round. Oh, Happy goes for the op. He does manage to get it, but he gave away his position by throwing that gun. Sees does hear him. More than likely, Sees heard the footsteps because he was running. But if he didn't hear the footsteps, he would have heard the gun drop there. MBK here to keep Edward in check. The flash will go down. He did spot that out of the corner of his eye. Alright. LDLC looking like they are aware of the A push. They're just getting slaughtered at this point. Those flashes are gonna very much so help out Na'Vi. But Shoxy does get the pick on Zeus, and Edward comes up behind MBK and takes him out. Sees takes down Shoxy. It's gonna be up to Kiyoshima here to do a 1 versus 3. Very doable though. Sees on about half health. And Sees says, hey, I got half health, but I only need to put 1 bullet in your brain to take this round. And Na'Vi just 1 point away from taking this. LDLC have got to play for the overtime. The second overtime, excuse me. Alright, Edward with the auto sniper just spamming through the smoke. He does a good amount of damage to both Smiths and Kiyoshima. Tosses that auto sniper away. Guardian, not sure what's going on with you there. It's showing you as having no gun, but I'm sure you do have a gun. Let's take a look here. Should be number 9 here on my keyboard. Yeah, he's got the op. Not sure why it's saying you got nothing, but you got stuff, buddy. You got stuff. You got an op. Na'Vi looks like they're setting up for a cat take. They got these 2 players forward. Again, there's a minute left though. Still plenty of time to go either way. Guardian is just hungry. He's looking for a kill. He's trying to get a pick. He's got like that little tiny, probably a couple pixels there off the doors. Zeus gets the opening pick on Happy. Looks like they're going to be doing a mid to B. They're walking it. Smokes go down. And Smiths gets a pick on C's. They are aware of Smith's position though. Trying to pre-fire there on Guardian. Alright, the pop flashes will go down. They're going to be... Oh! This could be LDLC's round. They evened it up there almost. Stark's on very low health. Alright, it's going to be a 3 versus 2 retake. LDLC have got to take this. They got to take this round to force the double overtime. Alright. Zeus with the pick on MBK. It's going to be a 1 versus 3 here for Shoxy. He's got to do it. Can he do it? He cannot. Congratulations to Na'Vi for winning this map and bring it to the next map, which will be Overpass. Very, very, very intense and good game there by both teams. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next map.